Hello friends, Adam here with FED. Today we're going to look at all the budding talents in 5 of the 3 houses and decide which one is worth it. So to unlock a budding talent, you must instruct a student or byleth multiple times in the correct skill rank. And I believe it's 12 times. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure you instruct 12 times in the same rank and you will level up your budding talent. So let's talk about which ones are worth it and which ones aren't. So Byleth, or the protagonist is listed here on serenusforest.net, gets Avoid, White Magic Avoid plus 20, which I think is actually more worth it than a lot of the other ones on this list. Giving Byleth an opportunity to be an easy dodge tank, especially for chapters like Chapter 13. Just throw them into Enlightened one, equip Heal, rather than some other like actual heavy attack magic. And put them in a forest, and there you go. Plus 20 Avoid, plus the forest, plus the 0 weight of heal, and you're good to go. Or it might be 1 weight, whatever it is. It's really low. So I think that is definitely worth it, especially if you're going to use any magic with Byleth. Next we have Edogard, who has a Reason and Black Magic Crit plus 10. I don't think Black Magic Crit plus 10 is really worth it anyways, regardless of the character it would be on, but Reason on Edogard, I mean, unless you're doing some sort of weird build for Edogard where you want her to be a magic unit, that's okay, I guess. But otherwise, it's basically pointless and I wouldn't waste my time. Dimitri, his is in writing, and he gets Seal Movement. I don't think Seal Movement is very good. -1 move for 1 turn after combat isn't that great. Like, enemies will still have between 3 and 7 move after you hit them with that, so it doesn't really matter all that much. I don't think it changes a whole lot. There might be some niche situations where it's fine, but I wouldn't waste my time with that skill in particular. Even if I unlocked it, I probably wouldn't equip it. But Dimitri is fine to go into writing. I like Paladin Dimitri a lot, actually, so that's one thing to do. But yeah, this skill's dumb. So don't do it for the skill. You can do it. If you want to level up Dimitri's writing, do it because you want him to be in a writing class. Claude. This is an Axes, and he gets Diamond Axe, which is just a really powerful, though somewhat inaccurate axe attack. And it's fine. I don't know. That one's fine, I guess, if you want him to go into like Wyvern Rider or something in part 1, or you want him to use axes in part 2 for some reason. But overall, I would say don't waste your time. Diamond Axe isn't really worth it. Again, it does hit really hard, but I don't know. I'd rather... in part 1 especially, I'd rather put Claude into like Sniper or something if I can, and get him to Hunter's Volley so I can have that as an option. But I don't know, maybe that's just me. I don't think Diamond Axe is worth it. Right, Hubert is in Lances, and he gets Frozen Lance, which is a really awesome combat art that increases your might based on your dexterity, and it also hits on resistance using your magic stat. So for Hubert, that's really good. Frozen Lance can lead to big damage, especially if you go into like Dark Knight and get his Lance rank up to a point where you can use something like a Silver Lance. That way it's just like super strong or something, I think that's worth it if you are training Hubert to be something like a Dark Knight. If you want him to be purely magic based and you don't even want to worry about Lances, don't worry about it, but I think it's pretty good. I think that's one of those like borderline ones where that you could go for it, but it's not like always give you the best option. Okay, Ferdinand von Eyre. Heavy armor, which is my least favorite proficiency to train. And he gets Seal Speed. I think Seal Speed on Maddening, in most cases it's not going to make a difference because there's so many enemies that are just so fast. But if you, I don't know, -6 speed is better than a lot of other things you could have. So -6 speed on an enemy for 1 turn, it could be good. I think that one's another borderline, like, it's pretty good, but it depends on the build you're doing. I wouldn't train heavy armor just for Seal Speed. I mean, I would train heavy armor if you want him to, like, be an Armor Knight or a Fortress Knight or a Great Knight. And then also maybe for, weight -3, but not just for Seal Speed. Bernadetta. For writing, she gets Pass, which can be a fun combo for Bernadetta with... honestly, between like Vengeance, just have her go straight to the boss and just destroy the boss with Vengeance, or if you train her White Magic, she gets to a point where she gets Rescue, and then Pass plus Rescue is kind of a fun combo. I think Pass is really fun and has some utility behind it that a lot of the other skills don't. and I think it's worth it. And I usually train Bernadetta in writing anyway, so it just kind of works for me anyways. So I think, yes, pass is a good one. I think that's another really good one. All right, Dorothea, Faith, White Magic Avoid plus 20. Same as Byleth. And, I mean, you're probably going to have Dorothea using magic anyways, so you're probably leveling up Faith just to have have Physic and more healing. So you might as well get this one. I don't think you're ever really going to have Dorothea as a frontline fighter who's dodge tanking for you. But it doesn't hurt to have it equipped, I guess. But, like I said, you're probably training Faith anyway, so you might as well get it. Alright, scroll down a little bit. Alright, now we're on Felix, who is Reason, Black Magic Crit plus 10. We talked about Black Magic Crit plus 10 with Edogard already. I don't think it's worth a spot in your skill list. But I definitely don't think Felix should really worry about magic. His magic list is literally Thunder and Thoron. That's horrible. Thoron's great, I guess. But that's just so few attacks that he can actually pull off. And he really wants to be in a more physical class like Grappler or War Master or Wyvern Lord or something like that. So I don't think it's really worth it for him. Right, Ash. In Lances, he gets Shatter Slash. It's written wrong here. Shatter Smash. It's Shatter Slash. So it makes enemies lose 5 defense for a turn, which, similar to Ferdinand's Seal Speed, I think that's interesting and might be useful. But I don't know if it warrants going into Lances just for Shatter Slash. Granted, there's a chance you're going Bow Knight with him, or maybe even Wyvern Lord, which both require a bit of Lance training. But I don't think it's worth it just for Shatter Slash. If you're doing other stuff with the Lance rank, might as well, but otherwise not worth it. Right, Sylvain is in Reason. Black Magic Evade plus 20. Not worth it. Not worth it at all. It just doesn't work as well with White Magic, as White Magic Avoid does, because Black Magic spells are heavier than being able to just do equip heal. And also, Sylvain, I know some people really like Dark Knight Sylvain or just like Magic Sylvain in general, but not my favorite kind of unit personally. I don't think it's really worth it. So I would skip on it, but if you're making a magical Sylvain, you're training a Reason anyway, so you might as well. Mercedes, Bows, Waning Shot. So -5 strength on an enemy for 1 turn after attacking them. Cool. I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's not worth putting Mercedes through Bows just to get that, especially when she wants to be focusing on her magic ranks. But if for some reason you want her to be an archer or a sniper, go for it. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth your time. Especially since -5 strength on an enemy for a turn isn't going to matter that much. I'd much rather have -5 defense or -5 speed on like a monster than -5 strength. Alright, Ignots. His is in Reason. He gets Seal Strength. And Seal Strength is just like slightly better than Waning Shot because it's -6. And it doesn't require a combat art, it's just attacking someone. But I still don't think it's worth training Reason on Ignots. I don't think he has any like purpose in training Reason unless for some reason you're doing Magic Ignots, which why? Like just throw him into like his best things are his all his rallies that he can learn. So you're like training Authority and then just Bows with hit plus 20 as a personal skill and then hit plus 20 as a master skill. I don't know, throw him in a sniper and just let him dominate for you, you know. I don't think Steel Strength is really worth it. Because generally, for Ignots for me, I think Hunter is... Not Hunter, sorry. Sniper for Hunter's Volley is optimal for him. And being able just to dunk on enemies generally kills them. So Steel Strength is kind of pointless. Alright, next we got Lycithia with Swords and Soul Blade. Soul Blade does magic damage, uses your magic stat, and increases your attack based on your res, which for Lycithia is great. Her res is pretty good. So she'll hit super hard with this if you want her to. I just don't feel like it's totally worth it. You might as well just use, you know, her normal dark magic attacks and stuff to kill things. She usually kills things just fine that way and doesn't really need Soul Blade. I don't think it's worth it. I'd rather focus all of her attention into the magics to get, you know, like range +1 and then the fairs. But that's just me. I don't think the sword's worth it. All right, Hilda, heavy armor, Seal Speed. We talked about Seal Speed already. I don't like training heavy armor unless I'm actually going into a heavy armor class, which for Hilda I usually don't, but I know a lot of people like Armor Knight, Fortress Knight, Hilda, so Seal Speed is a great skill, especially when you're fighting monsters, just because of how many health bars they have. I feel like monsters are just about the only time where lowering their stats is super useful, especially speed and defense, so I don't know. Borderline useful if you're going Armor Knight. I honestly wouldn't trade heavy armor just for Seal Speed. Marianne, she gets Frozen Lance as well for training lances. And if you're going Holy Knight or Dark Knight with her, might as well do it. It'll do a lot of damage at that point, so might as well. But otherwise, I wouldn't really waste your time. Alright, scrolling down. Flame. She gets Seal Magic. That is probably one of the worst ones, if I'm being honest. Enemy magic units you're usually going to kill in one turn with a physical unit anyways. It's pretty rare that they survive more than one round of combat, I feel like. So Seal Magic is pretty dumb. Don't even waste your time with it. But you're probably trading Reason on Flame anyways, so you'll probably get it. But all I'm trying to say is that it's not worth one of the 5 skill slots. Yuri. This one's interesting. He gets Deadeye, which is a, like... I think when the game first came out, everyone was really excited about Deadeye. It was a little overrated, but being able to attack from 5 spaces away with Deadeye was cool and all, but it's so inaccurate at the 5 spaces that it's hard to rely on unless you give him something like hit +20, which, I don't know, if you're training bows, you might as well. I don't think it's any reason to go into bows specifically to get Deadeye, but if you're already going into bows for some reason for Archer or Sniper, Deadeye's fine. It's a fine combat art. Alright, Balthus, I'm not even going to go into it. Don't waste your time with Black Magic Crit +10. I don't think there's any reason to put Balthus in a magic class, personally. Alright, Constance. She gets Mystic Blow for Brawling, and I guess that's like a play on if you want to put her into War Cleric, but honestly, I feel like that's really wasting her potential as a magic unit, so I wouldn't waste your time with that. Same goes for Happy with Exhaustive Strike. I wouldn't waste my time with it. And Exhaustive Strike like sucks. It just like breaks weapons. Yaritza for flying gets Darting Blow. This one's dope as heck. He's the only melee unit that can get Darting Blow without New Game Plus shenanigans with Byleth, and that's dope. Like definitely, I don't see any reason not to get Darting Blow with Yaritza, especially if you just want to put him on a Wyvern or something. So Darting Blow, awesome. I think that might be the best one on the list. And finally, we have Anna, who, much like Bernadetta, I've said it, and I mean it, I think Anna is just like worse Bernadetta. She gets Pass, and that's really good. And she has Rescue as well, so she can use Rescue, the whole Rescue Pass combo, which is pretty fun. So I think that one's worth learning for her. But that's just my thoughts on all of the budding talents in the game. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And subscribe for more content like this. And I'll catch you guys next time.